Maura Murray was a promising 21-year-old nursing student attending the University of Massachusetts Amherst. A bright, athletic, and seemingly happy young woman, her life took a sudden, unexplainable turn on the evening of February 9, 2004, when she disappeared under mysterious circumstances. For nearly 2 decades, the case has baffled law enforcement, captivated amateur sleuths, and haunted her family. This is the story of one of America's most perplexing cold cases, the disappearance of Maura Murray. Maura's story begins like many others. She was born on May 4, 1982, in Hanson, Massachusetts, and raised in a loving, tight-knit family. Known for her academic achievements and athletic talents, Maura excelled in both school and sports. She graduated from high school with honors and began her college journey at the United States Military Academy at West Point. After a few semesters, she transferred to UMass Amherst to pursue a degree in nursing. On the surface, everything in Maura's life seemed stable. However, in the days leading up to her disappearance, a series of unusual events began to unfold. On February 5th, Maura received a phone call while working her campus security job. After the call, she broke down in tears and was reportedly not really responsive. Her supervisor escorted her back to her dorm. What was said during that phone call remains unknown to this day. On Saturday, February 7th, her father, Fred Murray, visited her at UMass. They went car shopping and had dinner together. That evening, Maura borrowed Fred's Toyota Corolla to attend a party. On her way back, she crashed the car into a guardrail. The damage was minor, and no charges were filed. Later reported that Maura seemed shaken but otherwise okay. 2 days later, on Monday, February 9th, Maura emailed her professors, informing them that she would be absent from class due to a death in the family, a claim that was later proven false. She then packed her belongings, withdrew $280 from an ATM, purchased alcohol, and left campus. At 7:27 p.m. that evening, Maura crashed her black Saturn sedan on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire, about 140 miles north of her college. A nearby resident, hearing the crash, called 911. Another neighbor, a school bus driver, approached the scene and offered help. Maura declined, saying she had already called for assistance. However, phone records later showed no call had been made. When police arrived around 7:46 p.m., Maura was gone. Her car was locked, and some of her belongings, including a box of wine, were found inside. There was no sign of struggle, no footprints leading away from the scene, and no definitive clues as to where she had gone. One of the most bizarre details of the scene was the discovery of a rag stuffed into the tailpipe of Maura's car. Experts have speculated that this could have been an attempt to stall or disable the car, but it remains unclear who placed it there or why. Despite extensive searches involving helicopters, scent-tracking dogs, and ground teams, no trace of Maura was ever found. The terrain was rugged and weather conditions were harsh, but investigators scoured the surrounding woods, streams, and properties. Nothing. The days turned into weeks, the weeks into months, and eventually years. Fred Murray launched his own investigation, tirelessly posting flyers, coordinating with volunteers, and appearing in interviews. The case gained national attention and became the subject of forums, blogs, and even a documentary series by Oxygen titled The Disappearance of Maura Murray. Over time, several theories emerged. One popular theory is that Maura ran away voluntarily, possibly to start a new life. Her internet history revealed searches for rental cabins in Vermont and directions to Burlington. But she had no known contacts in the area and brought very little with her. Another theory is that Maura intended to die by suicide. She had reportedly been under emotional stress in the weeks leading up to her disappearance, and some believed her actions suggested she was saying goodbye. However, her family strongly disputes this, pointing to her future plans and the steps she took before leaving, none of which, they argue, align with someone intending to end their life. The most chilling theory is foul play. Some speculate that Maura may have accepted a ride from a stranger after the crash and met with harm. Others believe she may have been abducted by someone familiar with the area, a rural location of the crash. Combined with the brief window of time between her last sighting and the police arrival, has fueled endless speculation. Over the years, new leads have surfaced, but none have panned out. In 2019, a home near the crash site was searched after cadaver dogs indicated a possible hit in the basement. Ground-penetrating radar was used, but the search yielded no evidence. To this day, Maura's case remains open. The New Hampshire State Police continue to treat it as a missing persons case. Her family holds on to hope and continues to push for answers. They believe someone out there knows something, and they might be right. Maura's story has become more than a mystery. It is a reflection of the fragility of life, the persistence of love, and the pursuit of truth. As true crime continues to captivate audiences, Maura's case stands as a haunting reminder that behind every headline is a real person with dreams, family, and a life left unfinished. If you or anyone you know has information about the disappearance of Maura Murray, please contact the New Hampshire State Police. And if this story has touched you, consider sharing it. Awareness is often the first step toward justice. Justice Uncovered will continue to shed light on cold cases, unsolved crimes, and the extraordinary efforts of those who seek the truth. Subscribe, stay curious, and never stop asking questions.